Yahoo! Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to the Aquarian Adepts, my platform, our platform to become your spiritual server. And welcome, Libra Sun, Libra Moon, and Libra Rising, to part 2 of your July 2018 report. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. At the time I'm making this is the 24th, so it's kind of like the last week of July, and this still applies, for what's been happening. So maybe, if anything, this reading will help to explain and kind of wrap up for you what's happened this month, and also kind of give you the energies that you'll be having going into that first week of August. So it kind of plays off, the energies kind of play off in both of those. I'm going to be mostly just drawing cards for this, but let's just talk about that eclipse that's happening coming up here soon. It's major full moon lunar eclipse, which for you is happening in Aquarius, the 5th house. So this is definitely speaking of relationships coming to the forefront, and really you releasing, I would like to say, the heartbreaks in these relationships when it comes to your romance, which is going to be very nice for you. It's going to be a relief because you've been carrying around these wounds that have been happening for you as far as romance and partnerships. And like I said, Aquarius is your 5th house. So you're going to be releasing karma at this point, which is actually going to free you up to either A, attract a new relationship into your life, or B, perhaps you find yourself in a romantic relationship right now and you haven't been able to really connect to that person because you've been so hung up on the past. Well, this is actually going to be the week where really that's going to be eliminated. You're not going to be hung up so much in the past anymore, which is going to allow your current relationship to really grow and evolve. We also have to consider that since this is, this is also having to do with the relationship with yourself. So where have you been having a lack of compassion with your own self, a lack of unconditional love with your own self? And it's kind of interesting having an Aquarius 5th house because, Aquarius's natural house is, the 11th house. So the 5th house is kind of where it's opposite of. So Libra, you really feel your unconditional love by being of service to other people and by wanting to help and harmonize with other people and keep the balance and keep the peace. Now, it's kind of interesting that that's the way that you love, and even you receive love. But we have to consider, the only way that you're really going to give and receive love is if you really love yourself and show that unconditional love for yourself. So this is going to be a very powerful lunar eclipse, which for you is going to help you to release karma attached to these old relationships that have kept you wondering if you really should love yourself more, if you really should give love a chance. And you always want to give love a chance because everything is love. So it's going to be very interesting. It's very powerful for you. All the air signs are going to get hit. But for you, like I said, this is happening in your 5th house, along the 5th and 11th house axis. So there's definitely going to be some type of theme when it comes to love, romance, even your children. You might notice that if many of you that have children, you might come to some sort of epiphany with your children. That card wanted to come up. And this is kind of interesting. Like I said, any of you that have children, you might notice some type of, even your relationship with your children might get better because maybe you've been feeling a little estranged from them, or maybe you haven't been feeling like you can connect with them. But now old patterns and old beliefs and old karma is going to be cleared out so you can actually establish that real true love connection. The card that we actually drew for you is authority, which is kind of interesting. It says the frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. And I think that's what that is for you, Libra. What I'm really feeling is that you are going to start to take responsibility for your life. You're going to really stop, almost, I would like to say, playing a victim role. You're going to really actually begin to take control of what is happening in your life. You really want to begin to take control of even your emotional foundation, because when I think of authority, I like to think of Capricorn energy. So this is going to be really, of course, powerful for you because, we are coming off that solar eclipse in Cancer. So, and this is going to be interesting because I feel like for you, it's like you're really going to start to take a position in your life that you're going to have more of a powerful direction and kind of realize that, hey, if I love myself, I really can help other people. I really can find peace and harmony and balance within my relationships. If I can find peace and harmony and love in the relationship that I have with myself, then you'll find it in your outside relationships. And then that's where the true authority comes from, because it's like, it's powerful and it's directed, and but also you want to be, it's receptive, wise, and loving. When I think of receptive, I think of you because you're ruled by Venus, which is a very receptive energy, and it's a very loving energy. So it's like you want to be compassionate, you want to be opening, you want to be receptive, but at the same time, you want to stand on your ground, stand on your own 2 feet, and not be kind of dragged around and whisked around by other people and their expectations of you and what they want you to do and what they feel like you should be doing. It's going to be a time, like I said, the second half of the month and even the first week of August, where you are really reestablishing a connection with your own heart, and you're going to be going by your heart's authority. That's really what it is. You're connecting to your heart's authority. Let's see what we have as far as the Shadowscapes Tarot, though. You're going to be confronting fears when it comes to love and romance, loving yourself. Maybe you've been feeling like you can't love yourself the way that you want to. And it's interesting, I actually draw the Chariot card. It's the card of Cancer. That just kind of flipped open. The first card that we actually have is the Four of Cups. So yeah, you're definitely going to be kind of pondering on what's happened emotionally. You're going to be pondering on, you know, where your life is and how do you feel about things. You're going to be really kind of contemplative starting off, I would say, this week and even into, like, you know, that first week of August. That card kind of wanted to come out. I can feel it. And this one's a little diagonal, so let me get one more card for this part. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So we also have the Sun. Wow, very good. We have the Eight of Cups. And we also have the Wheel of Fortune. Look, okay, you are definitely going to be overcoming emotional wounds and any type of emotional burdens that you have been carrying. Libra, you give yourself in these relationships. You try not to be too much in your ego, because you're the sign opposite of ego, right? But it's interesting how we have the Sun here, which is in Leo, which is a sign about ego, but it's also about expressing and being creative, and it's also about, you know, loving love for love's sake. I think what this is, that you are starting to realize that, you know, to kind of tap into your ego a bit, but to come from it from a wise space, from a powerful space and a loving space, where it's like with the Eight of Cups, yeah, you're going to be pondering on what's happened up to this point. You're going to be kind of twirling your finger around in the sand or in the water and being like, oh man, this is where I've been, this is what's going on, can I make it through this? But the Chariot card is saying that you actually have the power and the willpower to go wherever you want to go. You actually have the emotional strength to go wherever you want to go. But it may seem like you don't have emotional strength. With the Four of Cups here and the Eight of Cups here, it may seem like you don't necessarily have the emotional strength. But I think what this is, that the Eight of Cups is going to kind of be forcing you to, like, all right, I can't allow myself to, it's not so much that you're not allowing yourself to feel what's happened, but it's you allowing yourself to move outside of the realm of these feelings controlling you. Because I think about this is this, you're going to gain your authority back. You've been at the mercy of your emotions for such a long time, especially with all that water energy that we just, with the Sun there and all, you know, Venus went through there, Mercury went through there, so we've been dealing with a lot of water energy, and it's still there. We still have Neptune in Pisces. We still have Jupiter, which is now gone direct in Scorpio, so it's still there. But what you're learning to do, especially with Jupiter in your second house, you're learning to unlock your confidence. And you're learning to, you actually see the Eight of Cups is interesting because she's actually diving deep. You know, she has this lantern. It's almost like, she has this light on her head, so it's kind of like an anglerfish. So she's actually willing to dive to these depths. And it's actually interesting because the Eight of Cups speaks to these emotional heavy burdens. And it's kind of funny how on this deck it shows someone diving deeper. And I think it's almost like sometimes we like to keep things shallow. And by keeping things shallow, we actually put more burdens on ourselves because we're not addressing the deeper issues. I think what's happening here is that you're going to start to address these deeper issues and realize that, hey, I need to release this if I'm going to make it somewhere. I have to release this in order for me to really feel my power. We have the Sun card here. This is amazing. The Sun is in Leo. This is your 11th house. So it's like, you're definitely going to be wanting to feel like you want to be of more service to other people, but this is also about finding your unique self, finding the innovative you, and with the Wheel of Fortune here, it's saying that, I'm seeing this really as you really are going to give yourself the okay and the green light to really love yourself and to actually open up to yourself and open up to new love. Open up to new possibilities. Open up to new endeavors. You're no longer going to be afraid because you're finally going to feel like you're not at the mercy of your emotions. And there's nothing wrong with having emotions. There's nothing wrong with feeling emotions and feeling the wide range of emotions. We are here to do that. We are here, I feel like in many ways we come to earth to master emotions. And, you're finally going to be feeling at a point to where you may feel certain ways, and you may process them, but I think what you are learning is that you're not going to be at the mercy of your emotions anymore. You're leaving behind these burdens. You're leaving it behind. It does not work for you anymore. You've contemplated it long enough. It's time for you to get your power back. It's time for you to arrive, Libra. It's time for you to arrive. It's time for you to shine brightly. Are you kidding me? It's time for you to shine. Yeah, you are the sign of relationships. In many ways, you're the sign of people. You want to bring peace and harmony, but how are you going to bring peace and harmony to the world if you don't even have it within yourself? I see this as really like you gaining your authority back on your life. You are going to be powerful and directed and realizing you're going to be realizing that there's so much more to this life. But you're going to be open to the change. You're going to be wise. You're going to be feeling more loving. And it starts with yourself. The bottom card that we actually have is the Queen of Wands. So this could be speaking to a fire sign being very prominent in your life this last half of July and going into August. Either an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius. I'm feeling Leo energy, really. And it is Leo season. But the Queen of Wands is really going to be sitting here asking you to open up to the creative potential, because fire, it's a suit of like spirituality in many ways along with water, but it's also about creativity. And with the Queen, it's talking about opening up to the creative potential of your life, opening up to the creative possibilities of your life, and not being afraid of any type of challenges that come your way, because the Queen of Wands, she has a lot of power and she has a lot of presence. I think that's what this is, that you're going to learn how to have more presence in your life because you've been so focused on the past, I feel. You've been so focused on the past, you haven't been in the present. You're going to start to focus more on the present and start to realize all of the great opportunities that are around you. Two cards that just popped up. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a Leo. We have the Strength card and we also have the Four of Swords. So I think what this is that your strength is wakening up. The Four of Swords usually speaks to rest, but I see this as your courage and your strength is wakening up. You're going to start to feel that roar more. You're going to start to feel that passion really boil up, and it's going to be like, you know what? I'm going to take charge of my life. Yes, this happened. Yes, that person broke up with me and broke my heart. Yes, that situation did not go the way I wanted it to go. Yes, that job didn't pan out the way. Yes, that situation just did not pan out the way that I wanted to. But damn it, am I going to just sit here and sulk and all of the shit that's happened? Or I'm going to realize that, yes, these things were challenges, but it's actually made me stronger. Your strength is going to wake up. It's not going to sleep. It is waking up, Libra. It is waking up. You're being called to take charge of your life in a way like never before. The bottom of the deck was the Devil card. So yeah, there's going to be temptations from those that old you, those ghosts from the old you in the past, trying to drag you back into that place where you are feeling really sorry for yourself, where you are feeling like you've been shafted by the universe, where you've been feeling like a victim. And we have all had moments where we have felt sorry for ourselves, where we felt like a victim. But it's time for you, Libra, to really just not play the victim role, but to play the victor role. And the great thing about you, Libra, is you're going to make sure that even though you're going to be the victor and not the victim, you're going to make sure that you're not going to flip the script and be like, oh, I was the victim and you were the victor. Now I'm the victor and you're the victim. No, you're going to be looking for a win-win situation. That's what you're going to be looking for. So there may be some temptations for you to try and create a win-lose situation where you're going to be more in the dark side of the ego, and you're going to be like, no, I need to win at the expense of other people. You're going to be looking for peace and harmony. You are that sign of peace and harmony. So be careful of the temptations of potentially trying to take advantage of other people just so you can get somewhere, so you can feel happy. Look for the win-win. Look for the win-win. Your strength is awakening the second half of the month and into August. Your strength is awakening in a great, great way. Oh gosh, all of those cards just fell out. Let's look at what we got here. These cards fell into my lap. We have the Hierophant card and we have the Five of Cups. So those were there. And then we have, oh my gosh, look at all these cards. I think these tell a story. So I'm going to just do that for you. Just tell the story. So let me start off with these two cards. Five of Cups. You've been kind of feeling like this, right? You've been feeling like, you've been feeling emotionally distressed, feeling like you're kind of under the weather, you're kind of just feeling like, oh my gosh, can I make it? Do I have enough? You're not really feeling abundant, but you do have cups that are filled. The thing about the Five of Cups is that it typically shows a man or someone who is upset, but he also doesn't realize that he has cups next to him that are filled. So even though things have happened in his life, he still has things to be grateful for. The Emperor is about realizing that and about holding that vision and getting clear on the fact that, yep, things have happened. I'm still here though. Yahoo! I am still here. So these are all the cards that fell on the ground. There was only one card that was upright, and that was the Eight of Swords. So you have been feeling like you've been bound, but I feel like you are finally taking the blinders off. You're finally releasing yourself from this emotional prison. Now let's look at these cards. I'm just going to kind of run through them really quickly. We have the Ten of Wands, so you're releasing a burden. We have the Ten of Cups, so you're going to be coming into a more emotional fulfillment. We have the Six of Wands, so it speaks to success, arriving at this new you. We have the Queen of Cups. So yeah, perhaps a water sign is going to be very important, but also you learning to have more emotional compassion for yourself and you learning to receive your emotions in a more intelligent way. We have the Nine of Swords. So you really actually looking through the window of opportunity and kind of, it's like now that the blinders are off, now you're going to see more windows opening up for you. We have the World card. The world is your oyster and you are the pearl. Things take time to manifest, but you are okay. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. So you are working towards releasing yourself from old beliefs, old ways that you have held yourself back in this emotional prison that you've been feeling. But you are finally going to be feeling the authority and gaining the strength. Your strength is going to be waking up, Libra. And now you're no longer going to be feeling like a victim. You're going to be feeling like a victor. And to anyone that has hurt you in the past, there may be a temptation to try to make them into a victim. I encourage you to not do that. And the bottom of the card, the bottom of the deck is actually the Star card, which is Aquarius, which, 5th house, that's where this lunar eclipse is happening. Definitely going to be a fated time where you're going to come into fated connections. Fated relationships are going to take a transformative turn. But really, the most fated relationship that's going to take a turn is the relationship that you have with yourself. You learning to really embrace who you are and accept who you are despite everything that's happened. but also still looking to establish peace and harmony with other people. You are not playing the victim any role. You are the victor, and you're going to make sure that everyone else also know that they too are a victor. That is it for your reading, Libra. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you would like a personal reading with me, you can follow the link in the description below too, theaquarianadepts.com. And always remember, my beautiful brothers and sisters, to keep moving forward, to stay focused, and Yahoo! Smile often.